Top of the morning, lads and ladies. Support for the Off the Irish podcast is now brought to you by Manscaped, who is the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. Manscaped offers precision-engineered tools for your family jewels, and you'll no longer need the look of the Irish with the ladies. Make every day feel like St. Patrick's Day for your balls with Manscaped. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code IrishPod at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at Manscaped and use code IrishPod. Use the right tools for the job and trim your pant potatoes.
And welcome back. How's everyone getting on?
So today we're joined by Reggie Watkins. Reggie, how about you introduce yourself?
Hey, what's up? My name is Reggie Watkins, a.k.a. Sergeant Lawrence Sims in the new Call of Duty Cold War Black Ops. What's cracking with y'all?
Not much, man.
Happy to have you. Very happy to have you. Thank you for being here today. Glad we got to do this.
Thank you for having me.
So, Cold War. Huge game. Call of Duty game, so of course it's going to be big. What was it like auditioning for that? Because most actors don't know it's a COD game until after.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Like, I got an audition from my agents who are amazing, BRS Gage, and they sent over an audition notice to go to Activision Studios. Actually, I didn't even know it was Activision Studios. They just give you an address, right? You get an address and you show up there. Yeah, you find out it's Activision Studios, but the casting director is Ivy Eisenberg, who everybody around town knows that she does big video games. I didn't know she did Call of Duty, though. I just knew she did a lot of video games. And so I show up there, and it's like a code name for the project, and I'm a soldier, and I'm transporting a hostage, and then I get a gun, and I'm running around a stage sweating and dodging bullets and flipping and doing all kinds of stuff. And then I get my car drenched in sweat and go home, and then a month later, they call and say, hey, you booked this role.
And how did you react then when you heard it was a Call of Duty game? That's pretty awesome, I'd say.
Yeah, well, even when you book the role, you still don't know. I didn't know it was Call of Duty still, right? I had an inkling it could be, but there was no confirmation that it was Call of Duty. So I booked the role, and I was like, I don't even know what I just booked, but I'm always happy to book something. Like, I mean, that's mortgage getting paid and, you know, food in my belly. So I was happy that something was coming. And then when I showed up for my first day of work, actually I was talking to my agent, and I was like, so do we still even know what this is? They sent over the contract and everything I was going to be doing. I was like, do we still know what this is? She was like, oh, it's Call of Duty. I was like, shut the hell up. And so then I was excited. I mean, once she told me it's Call of Duty, life-changing. Just thinking like, it's going to be huge.
Well, most Call of Duty games are, and the Black Ops one specifically. So I suppose you're very lucky with that one.
Yeah.
They make great games, and they pick the best for it. So we have you here anyway. So
Thank you.
Yeah. Bruce is telling us when he was on that you guys had great chemistry when you were on set.
Yeah, man. Bruce is so cool. Like, that's he's just a great actor, smooth, velvety voice. I mean, you guys heard him, right? You probably want to go.
Oh,
it was intimidating.
Terrifying.
It was very deep.
Terrifying.
I'll listen to him read the phone book, man. That dude's voice is insane. So yeah, it was just dope meeting that guy, man. And when I met him, you know, he'd been on he was a regular on a show that I checked out, I think once or twice. I think it was Kyle XY, and he was a series regular on that show. And so I kind of knew, you know, who he was before. And then just getting to meet him, man, and seeing how cool of a person what he was, and like just just gracious, you know, just humble and just really cool, and just gave me tips, and because he'd been in games before, so he gave me tips and just helped me through everything. He was fantastic, and he's actually like my best friend in the game.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, the character of Adler is one people have kind of a mixed opinion on, because he's kind of the villain, but then the smooth, velvety voice. So, you know, but your character as well is pretty loved. You know, people are loving your character.
Yeah.
So far so good. I'm sure you've got loads of great feedback.
Yeah, I've been getting, you know, good feedback. People, you know, on Twitter and Instagram messaging me, my family messaging me. My mom thinks I'm like a superstar now, and like,
aren't you?
Like, Mom, just relax. I still got to pay for my food when I go to restaurants. You know what I mean? Like, she thinks I'm a superstar, but yeah, it's been really cool. People have just been so just encouraging and just I just can't believe I have fans. You know what I mean? It's just, you never think that that's gonna be, you don't get into this for fans. I mean, not for me. I got into it just because I love acting and like it's a good way to make some money. But it was never like a thing where I was like, I want to be a celebrity and I want fans. But they're here now, and it's really cool. And I try to engage with all of them as much as I can because I appreciate them taking part in my dream.
Yeah. I feel like it's kind of obvious when people are going into it for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
But obviously you came in for the right ones. But what made you want to be an actor? Was there like a snap moment, or you fall into it?
No snap moment. It was just, I mean, like I feel that people in general, we're always, we grow up acting, right? We grow up playing, and then, we grow up and we're playing cops and robbers, and we're playing house, and we're doing all that stuff. And then for some reason we get a little older, and then people start judging us, and then we stop. We get afraid of acting and playing anymore. But I always just kept that curiosity my whole life. And when I was a kid, I wanted to be on the Cosby Show. I wanted to be Theo Huxtable. And then I'd watch movies, and movies sparked my interest when I would see editing flaws. Like I watched Commando, and there's a huge editing flaw. And I was 6 years old when I first watched this. And it sparked my interest in films and wondering how this happened, why does this happen? And I just kept it all the way through my life, and I did church plays. I did church recitals. I did little town plays. I auditioned for every school play, every high school play that we had during my tenure there. I never was in any of them. I auditioned for them, got the roles, but never did them because I was a football player and I thought I was too cool to be in plays.
What a loss.
That's kind of weird. Like, there's pressure there to be like super manly in football.
Yeah.
But, what's unmanly about being an actor?
Oh yeah.
Nothing.
Like, is there anything unmanly about Harrison Ford?
Not to me.
Yeah.
If you think of manly men, first people that come to mind are De Niro, Joe Pesci, good fellas.
Joe Pesci doesn't come up straight away for me, but a lot of it's straight to actors.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And one thing people love to see is actors doing the right thing, and we hate to see the ones doing the bad thing.
Yeah.
You brought up the Cosby Show, I think you look back on that one like,
I want to be Theo, not Bill. I want to be Theo, the son. He's still a good guy.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that show put a bitter taste in people's mouth.
Yeah.
That's rough.
Yeah.
But tell us a bit about football, because Thomas over here is a huge fan.
I'm not a huge fan.
Ill-educated on it in the States.
I'm not a huge fan, but I'm a Packers guy. I like Aaron Rodgers. I'm not
okay. Yeah, I like Aaron Rodgers. I think he used to be the greatest quarterback of, the best quarterback I'd ever seen until Patrick Mahomes showed up.
Oh, well, Mahomes was a different story, isn't he?
Yeah, I played football I think I started playing when I was 6 years old until I was 21, and I got injured in college and I couldn't play anymore, and so I went into acting. But yeah, I'm a huge football fan. I'm currently not watching football right now. I don't watch football for free because I'm a big fan of Colin Kaepernick, and I feel like what the NFL did to him was inexcusable, and so I won't watch it again until they make amends or give him a chance to be back in the league. But I do follow. I know how to talk about it. I host a podcast when we're going, and when I'm getting paid for it, I watch football. And so I know what's going on, and, I know who's good and who's bad. And I know right now the 49ers could use a new quarterback.
What happened with Colin? I'm not aware of his situation.
Well, Colin Kaepernick was the quarterback for the 49ers, and he took a knee in 2015 to protest police brutality in communities of color, and then he was subsequently shunned from the NFL, and has not been back in since. And now we've got all the political unrest and civil unrest that's been going on in the States, and now taking the knee seems like it's a cool thing to do in the United States, and Colin Kaepernick still hasn't been apologized to or given a chance to get back in the league.
Sure. Do you remember we were doing that marketing thing, and I want to be correct when I say this. Isn't he, Colin Kaepernick, he's the guy that did the Nike ad, and Nike got a lot of backlash after that. It was like, just burn it. That was that whole thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, we learned about that in marketing. After he did an ad with Nike, there was a counter, I wouldn't call it a protest, there was counter something to it, and people were burning Nike things saying, I'm never going to support Nike again.
Well, he had a contract with Nike all along, but then they kind of brought it to the forefront maybe about a year and a half ago, and he did a commercial with Nike, and then there's a bunch of, you know, patriots in America who decided that they weren't ever going to support Nike again because they supported this guy who took a knee during an anthem.
Yeah.
So that was a big deal.
I wouldn't be one to
Not really a big deal,
patriotism.
just got some pub.
Yeah. Well, that's really unfortunate, and you know, the stuff going on in the States over the last, well, it's kind of been more chill in recent times, but you know, if you went back 3 months ago, it wasn't very chill, you know?
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
100%.
What's it been like seeing that in the States?
It's been welcome. Like, you know, I mean, you know, you don't get any change anywhere unless there's uncomfortability, right? People have to get uncomfortable for things to change. And so sometimes, you know, the economy, the citizens, the population, things just have to get uncomfortable before we'll make changes. And sometimes there's you know, tragedies that happen along those changes, but sometimes they're necessary, and things have to get mixed up for things to get changed. Yeah.
Well, you know, this year's been an unusual year, definitely.
Oh yeah.
And here, hoping next year's a lot better.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
We're all hoping for that. But even as an actor, has it been harder to get work because of the whole COVID situation?
You know what? It hasn't really been for me. I mean, I've been fortunate to been able to keep working. You know, I also do with the voiceovers. I do voiceovers for commercials, and I do voiceovers for game shows and things like that. So I've been able to just keep working as long as people need voices. The voiceover game picked up when the pandemic happened because we do this from our home anyways. So I was able to do that, and you know, I'm still able to shoot a couple commercials. So I've been blessed, man. Like that, I've been able to keep working while a lot of people are struggling. So I definitely don't take it for granted. It's been amazing.
Bruce mentioned that a lot of Cold War was made from his own. He has like a built-in studio in his house. Was that the same situation for yourself, or you did motion capture? And I think weren't you like one of the only two actors that kept the likeness and the voice for their character?
Yeah, me and Lily Cowles were the only two people who are in the game, and it's also it looks like us and it's our voice.
It's pretty cool to be immortalized in that game.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. We finished the mocap right around February was the last time we actually got to work together on a set, and we were supposed to finish a couple of more scenes, but we weren't able to do it once the pandemic hit. And then we just went straight to voiceovers, and then all the voiceover stuff, not all of it, most of it was done from my closet at home, my walk-in closet, right? I set up like a makeshift studio at my house, and Activision was great, and they sent over kits and stuff for me to record. And then when when things started easing up and letting people get back out and get involved and being in the streets a little bit, I was able to go to the studio and do my voiceover work in the studio. But I wish I had Bruce's setup. Like his home setup is dope. Okay. He's got a box that he built, and it's fantastic.
Yeah. He was telling us he had to go and apologize to his neighbors, like to the left and right of him, and above and below, because he's sitting there screaming in a box. But it's still going to get through to a certain degree. Yeah. Have you had the same problem?
No. Luckily, I live in a detached house, so I got no neighbors sharing any of that stuff. You know what I mean? And I'm able to do whatever I want inside my house.
Well, there you go. Yeah, there's a lot of freedom that comes with a detached house. With apartments, not so much, especially with tin walls. Probably a bit rough. But yeah, you did some of the mocap on that, and they have to put like, how does mocap work these days? They have to put like little golf ball looking things on you. Yeah,
you get like the little miniature balls that they put all over you, basically. Like, and they're you know, it's just dots of reference for the 1,000 cameras that are catching every little movement you make, right? They've got sensors around your toes. They got them on your ankle. They got them on the top of your feet. They got them on your kneecaps, on your shins. They got them on your calves. They got anywhere a muscle could move or crease. they've got a camera there to make sure they've got it. They've got it on your face. They've got dots on your face where they're catching every angle of your face, every way that you say a syllable or a letter. They want to see how it comes out of your face so they can put it into this game. And it's just phenomenal to watch. And mocap was, I did mocap once before for NBA 2K years ago. Yeah, cool. And I played, yeah, you probably saw me. If you ever went up for a dunk and you dunked on somebody, I was the guy who you were dunking on, right?
Sorry to
that was my whole day working for NBA 2K. I played a guy getting dunked on all day. And so that was my first time getting into it. And then when I got to this, it was just really cool to evolve and see how much the technology had evolved from when I did NBA 2K. And you have to adjust for it as an actor as well. You know, you've got all these cameras watching every little thing you do. So you've got to remember your continuity. You've got to remember, like, you know, even like faces and what you did and how you said the things. You've got to kind of be able to repeat that when it's time to shoot it again. You know, it's an extra skill.
Certainly. Yeah, it's definitely weird. But it's one thing I love about Call of Duty games, that they're not just like making some kind of character model, getting you to the voice, and then off with you. They're getting you to be super into it.
Yeah.
That kind of allows for you to develop a character. So did you get any kind of creative freedom on your character?
Yeah, you know, they allowed me to, if they had written some things, they allowed me to make it my own.
Yeah.
You know, they gave me the backstory of who Sims was, but for me, it was important to go into this and really bring Reggie to it. You know, I wanted to sound like me. I wanted to move like me. I wanted to laugh like me, do the things that I would do, because I wanted people to have a good representation of a Black war vet. You know what I'm saying? And I know people like me who were in the military, right? And I want people to be able to see that and connect with that. So the temptation for a lot of actors is to try to, when you're in the presence of a Bruce Thomas, to try to sound like Bruce Thomas, right? You want to be like the diction and make sure that you can, you know, you come. No, this is how I sound. I want this guy to be authentic to me and real to me, and I want people to be able to feel that. And so I just did my best to not be swayed by any past campaigns. I didn't watch any of that stuff. Not be swayed by the other actors and the voices they might have been using. I wanted to bring Reggie and my cadence and the way that I talk to the game, and they let me do that. And so I'm grateful to Activision, Treyarch, and Raven.
Yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong, Thomas, because you know more about the games. I think, Reggie, you're one of two black characters in the Call of Duty games, or in the Black Ops games. There was Bowman, and I think just you. Was there anyone in Black Ops 2?
I don't know. I didn't. I literally didn't research any of the other stuff. I don't know. Do you know, Thomas?
Oh, I'm not sure now.
He's the expert here.
I'm supposed to be the expert here, but
No,
I'm not sure.
I'm glad if it is one of two. If it is two, I'm glad to be one of two, and you know, hopefully we keep on getting more inclusion and diversity. As long as they don't take me out, you know, just don't take me out. But let's keep adding people to it.
And do you think they're ever going to ask you to come back and to portray your character?
I don't know. We shall see.
Any hints you're hiding?
Nah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, if you played the campaign, I mean, I don't think there's ever an option where I'm dead. So who knows, right?
There you go.
Yeah.
Sims, was it like an only game, solo game, just you?
Solo.
He showed up and he disappeared. I don't know. So
get the entire backstory, get your own game. Oh
man,
like a dream, doesn't it? It's like Ghosts.
The dream. That would be amazing. But you spoke it into existence, so let's keep speaking into existence. Maybe it'll happen.
Activision, you listening to me now? Get this lad his own
They're
game.
big fans, don't worry. No.
They watch the show. They're scared.
They watch.
I had a question to Thomas, maybe laugh. Thomas, as your punishment, pick a question there.
I saw you did your Mountain Dew ad. I saw like it came up on YouTube for me. That's awesome, man.
Yeah, it was really cool, man. Like, they called, and because you never know like what extra stuff you're gonna get off of this game, especially right now during the pandemic. Normally we'd be going to like panels and what is those game cons and Comic-Con and all that stuff. But none of that is happening. So any kind of extra thing that comes from Call of Duty is just amazing. And then when they called and said, hey, Mountain Dew wants to do a commercial, they've got your likeness, they want to put it in the game, in the commercial, they just want you to voice it too. I was like, oh my God, that's great. So that was really cool. And then I showed up, and the thing that sucked though was I didn't know that the guy who plays Garcia, I think his name is Al. Yeah, his name is Al.
Yeah.
He plays Garcia. I thought that he did the voice for Garcia as well, and he didn't. So when I went and did my Mountain Dew commercial, I'm thinking that he's going to be the voice, and it's him. And so we messaged a little bit after I did the commercial, and I was like, yo, Mountain Dew. And he was like, huh? And I was like, oh, they didn't.
That must have been so awkward.
Yeah. Oh. I was like, oh, I didn't know, But I mean, that's the game, man. It's some people are doing their voice, and some people have their. So I've been lucky to have a character and have the voice, and that's just amazing.
Wasn't that a problem Bruce had? Is that when he was doing the motion capture for, I think it was Master Chief, that they were going to let him actually be the voice of Master Chief, but it got a lot of backlash from the fans, which is a shame because his voice is
phenomenal.
It's incredible.
Yeah, yes,
it's. I think he said he was going to become a teacher at one point, and I said, if that guy was my teacher, I would do every piece of damn homework I was given.
Yes.
Wasn't that guy screaming at you?
Yeah, no, it's unfortunate, man, when people are, you get backlash from fans for being a voice or changing the voice. Like, I've been seeing,
that happened to someone.
Yeah,
our buddy Damon Allen, who's playing, who plays Frank Woods in this game now. The people, they've got dedicated fans who love the old guy, and that's understandable. But things change, man. The guy's not coming back. We got Damon as Frank Woods now, so love him. Let's go. Let's get forward, and let's just keep moving forward.
Yeah, James C. Burns, former voice actor of him. I think he's having Al on his show later on today.
Oh, really?
He's supposed to have
all of the Cold War.
Having Bruce on as well.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
He's been trying to explain to people he's no ill will towards the new guy, and that people should welcome him. But then there's people doing the exact opposite.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the problem.
It's a shame to see because he's just doing his job, Damon. He's
exactly. He got off. He applied for a job. He got the offer. He did it.
Yeah, and he's fantastic.
Yeah,
he's amazing. I love that guy's voice. He's so funny. It's so cool too. Just as a person, like we had such a good time shooting, and we all went to Wisconsin together. Me, Damon, Bruce, and Damon Dayoub, who plays Lazar. We had the best time in Wisconsin, hanging out, drinking beer, and just laughing. Really, really cool.
Yeah. Geez, that sounds like a faraway notion down here. Going off and having a beer, because we've been in a high level of lockdown up until the last maybe Monday.
Since Monday,
wow.
we're just out of it. We're just out of
the worst lockdown, and our second wave as well. Our second wave was worse than our first by a mile.
Oh, so bad.
Well, the infection rate was so much higher, but the death rate was
Lower.
3 times lower.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, thank God for that. Like, if it was the same, it would be a lot worse.
Yeah.
But yeah, at least in the States, you guys can get to kind of go out and do some stuff. But I'm hearing a lot of places at the moment that are going back into lockdown.
Mm.
Yeah, Los Angeles is starting a stay-at-home order that I'm going to fly back home to be in. But there people are taking it serious, and and we take it serious. You wear a mask, and it's just you just do the little things. Wear a mask, and stay away from people who aren't wearing masks. Wash your hands, and be mindful of people. And we can help
save lives.
Yeah. And then there's some people thinking it's New World Order and stuff.
Yeah.
You gotta wonder.
Yeah, come on.
I saw something today. It's like, imagine how quick COVID would have been dealt with if they had the guys from Monsters Inc. deal with it. The 2319. Yeah. I just thought I was like, oh man, that's so funny.
Good point. Yeah, but look, I think the UK just approved a vaccine. Didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, Pfizer.
Thank God for that.
Yeah, Pfizer's just been approved.
Well, that's the start. We'll see what happens there, and hopefully we get it.
Yeah.
God, it'd be great to be back to normal. Sorry, I'm
Can't
fantasizing here.
wait.
Reggie, have you played Cold War yet, or do you have any plan to?
I do plan to play it at some point. I don't have the game or the system up here in Vancouver, but I have it at my house. My son is 16 years old. His grades aren't allowing him to play the game as of yet. So I haven't even, Activision sent me a copy, but I haven't opened it up yet. So once he's right on track and we can get in there and we can play the game, I'll be playing and I'm going to learn. Because I've never been a big Call of Duty player. The last time I played was World War II.
Great game. Great
Yeah,
game.
I played a long time ago, and that was the game I played. And then since then, I just haven't had time to. And I'm afraid to play video games because I used to be a Madden fanatic, right? So I would get the game, and you wouldn't see me for like 2 weeks, right? I'd be in the house, and this was back before they had the software to like download it, and you save it like the drop of a dime. I had to keep the game running all day, right? So like I would be playing a season, like a franchise mode on Madden, and I couldn't save the game, so I would just leave it there, and I'd go to work, and my game would be running for 8 hours, right? The game would just be on for 8 hours. I come home, and hopefully my roommate didn't accidentally turn off my damn Sega, right? So I'm like, this now playing these games, it's gotten so much more, advanced and just addicting. I just know that if I played it, I'd be playing all the time and I wouldn't get anything done.
Isn't it crazy to see how far we've come? Like in terms of technology, like you said, saying there, you left your thing on all day, couldn't save it, and now look at you today. You're motion captioning a character, like it's.
Like the level of detail they go into.
It's crazy.
Like we were talking to Bruce about this, and like the level that games are these days. Pretty soon someone can play Cold War in VR with a haptic suit and haptic gloves. So, do you know what haptic suit is or haptic gloves?
I do not.
Okay, so haptic glove, a glove that goes in your hand. There's kind of things that are restraining your fingers, and if you go to push your hand up against the wall, it'll pull your fingers back.
Wow.
So it makes you feel like you're touching a wall, and it'll put pressure on your hand. And if you move your hands, it'll see all the details, so on. Haptic suit is, if you get shot, it'll figure out where you got shot, and there'll be a buzz or like a thud in your
feel like
in that
something.
area.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, man.
Do you know how weird that is?
That is scary.
And like an omnidirectional treadmill, so it walks in whatever direction you're going.
Yeah.
It's just crazy what we can do now. Someone could be playing that right now.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
Amazing, man. Amazing.
Yeah. Jeez, it makes reality boring, doesn't it? go play soldier with all this gear.
Yeah, but they had a movie like that. There was a movie back in the day. I actually just worked with that guy. It's called Lawnmower Man. You guys remember that? You ever see that movie?
I'll look it up now. Lawnmower Man.
Look up this movie, Lawnmower Man. This guy is kind of like a virtual reality. It's like back in the 90s. He's a virtual reality. It's Pierce Brosnan and Jeff Fahey. Jeff Fahey plays like his gardener. He's like kind of like
oh my goodness, the CGI in this.
Oh man. He's mentally disabled, and then Pierce Brosnan makes him super smart and then turns him into like this virtual reality guy, and then he becomes like a monster basically and starts taking over the world. Crazy game. And I actually just worked with Jeff Fahey in a movie like a year ago. Really cool guy.
Yeah, you work with a lot of people, man.
Yeah, it's been amazing, man. I've had some nice people on my list of co-stars and people I've worked with. It's been amazing.
Yeah, very very notably Chadwick Boseman. May he rest in peace.
Yeah, man, he was really cool and really at the time when we were shooting and I worked on Lincoln Heights with him, you didn't know he was going to become Black Panther, superstar. It was he was just a really cool dude who was really about the business and always working on the next thing.
And it's so amazing to see what he did.
Oh,
from the time he was diagnosed, he did how many Marvel films he did. Is it 21 Bridges? Like it's just. And
he did all those in amazing shape.
Yeah.
I know if you're getting treated for or whatever, you're gonna feel like garbage. You're not gonna want to get out of bed. And this guy was ripped. So that was a lot of added baggage.
Yeah.
but I suppose that
Yeah.
comes with a superhero role.
Yeah.
You know, but it's unfortunate he passed away.
Definitely.
If you could play a superhero, who would you want to play? If I said, Reggie, we have an idea in Marvel for you. We want you in.
Well, maybe it would be, I don't know, we making up a character or one of the Marvel characters?
Either.
Make up.
Oh,
a
if we
character.
make up a character, I guess I'd be, they call him Mr. Know-It-All, right? I'd be the guy that knows everything. I can see your thoughts and I can see the future and see the past. Like, I'd want to be that kind of character because then you can just rule the world. If you can see everything a step ahead or 5 steps ahead, or 10 steps behind, you've got everything. The person with the most knowledge is the person who always wins.
Jesus.
He's got a point.
Stay in school, kids. You hear that?
He was smart. Maybe you should say that to your kid if you wanted to get to play the game.
I tell him it goes in and then it goes right out. Oh, it's always.
Yeah, I suppose that's how it is.
Yeah.
But look, what can you do? You can bribe him with Cold War.
Yeah.
Yeah. Such a unique game. And you got to play in 2 different time periods. You got to play in the mid 80s and in the Vietnam War.
Yeah.
What was that like?
It was cool, like the lingo slightly changes just a bit. You went from saying groovy to, hell yeah and badass. You know what I'm saying? Like it just kind of, you could tell that the timeline was kind of moving forward. But the gear is dope. When you guys see the gear I'm wearing in the campaign, I'm in Vietnam and I got the soldier suit, and then we get to the 70s and the 80s and my wardrobe changes a little bit. It's just cool to see all that, man. And I'm excited to see what else they come up with. And if there's other versions of how I look, I'm just excited to see what's to come.
I'm sure with the game and multiplayer, you could probably pay for different outfits.
Oh man, yeah, I can't wait to see that. Yeah.
You also got to do the lines for the multiplayer. What was that like? A lot of screaming?
A lot of screaming, a lot of yelling, running. You get a new appreciation for Tom Cruise and Will Smith because you're yelling at things that don't exist and, you're not seeing and you're acting like something's chasing you and you're just in a booth in Santa Monica, with a lot next to you. But you got to bring that world to it. So it was a different experience, but great experience and a new challenge.
Yeah. And I suppose it's opened a lot of doors for you. Like you're a Call of Duty character now. That's a lot of pressure, it's a big deal. So what are you looking on to next as an actor?
I'm just open and looking forward to the next things. Like I've been auditioning a lot the last last week. I mean, I've had a lot of stuff come in that had to tape and put out, and hopefully we'll book something and we'll get some good feedback, or we'll get to another job. And I've got a nice little project coming up with DreamWorks that I can't really say what it is, but I did a nice nice work with DreamWorks, and that should be out in the new year. So that kind of stuff is coming up, and always just doing the voice stuff and voicing things and writing and trying to get my pilot, picked up and bought, so just always hustling, man, always hustling and just being active. And when you're active and you're prepared, then things come your way.
And that's how you make it in the entertainment world. You can't restrict yourself to just one thing. To be, to make it, you got to be a director, producer, writer, actor. It really helps if you know the entire business and how it works.
Yeah, exactly.
But in entertainment, you have to, as Tom said, do it all. And you started off as a comedian at the comedy club. You were a doorman and then a comedian. Yeah. That sounds like an experience. Tell us all about it.
Man, well, I've grown up always being a comedian, man, being the class clown, trying to make people laugh. Always been like one of the things I love doing. Comedies are always like my favorite movies. I remember I used to sneak and watch. It's a show called Robert Townsend's Partners in Crime. And he used to come on HBO, and it was this guy, Robert Townsend, who is just an icon, a black actor, director, writer in Hollywood. And he had this show on HBO, and they were basically, it was like Dave Chappelle's show in 1987, 87, 88. And he was just doing a sketch show, basically sketch show with all his friends, and they were all funny, and it was like on HBO, and they would curse and everything. So I used to watch this. This was like my inspiration. I would go to school the next day and recite everything I saw on Robert Townsend Partners in Crime. And it just stuck with me through the years. And then when I got a little older, I figured after I was done playing football, I knew that I wanted to go to Hollywood, but I knew that the easiest way for me to get seen before just jumping out there and trying to be an actor was doing, comedy, because you're on stage and people see you, and people told me that was the easiest way to get an agent. So I did comedy, and I was good at it for a while. I wasn't great. I was good, but it wasn't something I wanted to do. I only did it as a means of getting to acting. And it was an amazing time, man, working at the Comedy Store and seeing some of the legends who would come through there, getting a chance to, host shows of my own and do my time after just amazing comics, man. I mean, Maz Jobrani, Bobby Lee, Dane Cook, Sam Tripoli, just cool cats. And then running into and seeing these amazing comics who would just come through, or when you're at the Laugh Factory, Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock come in and do a set while you're there hanging out with the other comics, and you get to just watch brilliance, man. So yeah, it was just it was a dope experience, and I loved every minute of it.
That's so cool. Getting to experience them in real life, like.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we all see it on TV. You got to see it in real life.
That's like,
there's a different feeling to that, and I suppose you're pretty lucky.
Yeah, I am.
And also, I forgot to mention this earlier when I was talking about Cold War. You also did a different game this year. It was The Walking Dead: Saints and Sinners.
Yes. I played Davon and
a VR game, like we were talking
about.
Yeah,
that's a VR. You got the glasses on, you're running through and you're seeing the whole thing. I still have not seen that. I haven't seen anything that, I don't know. But yeah, I did that, and I did a couple of days of work on that, just doing these characters and the voices, and that was really cool. That was in the middle of doing Call of Duty. So I was doing Call of Duty, and then I booked this one, and I'm doing that, on actually around the corner from where we shoot Call of Duty. So wow. It was, that was a dope experience as well. And I hope people enjoy that game. I haven't seen it, but I seen people seem to like it.
Yeah. And was it interfered with COVID? No,
this was pre-COVID. So I shot that. We were just in a studio a couple of days. I think I had 3 days in a studio just doing those voices and doing all that. And this was before COVID hit, but still during the midst of shooting Call of Duty.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, fair play to you. Handling 2 games at once, or like, obviously doing more than just a game. That must be getting pretty tiring. Like, I know as an actor, work is work, and you can't really afford to say no to everything. You kind of have to take it as it goes. Like I would think it would be exhausting doing that, along with auditions and a podcast and so on. You're a very busy guy. How do you do it? What's the magic?
Well, right now, man, I do it because, I got to do it. When you're getting, and you first start getting, some shine, and you get a little fandom and some pub, that's when the work really starts. You're grinding, you're doing your auditions, you're booking these roles, but you got to keep leveling up, right? And you got to keep doing it. So I'm just constantly busy. I mean, I'm on my phone more than I've ever been now, because now I'm responding to fans and trying to keep growing, my presence and my brand. And it's just like, it's a job, but it's part of the territory. So I never get tired of it. I'm never going to complain. I don't complain about anything anyways, because I could be doing something else, and I'm actually getting to do my dream. I've never wanted to do anything else in life but play football or be on TV. And I've done them both. So I'll never get tired of it.
What's that catchphrase? You never work a day in your life if you love what you're doing.
Yeah. I've loved everything I've ever done for, my career-wise. I've had some little pit stops and small jobs that I really didn't want to be in, but I've always kept my focus on where I really wanted to be, and it serves me well.
Yeah. And with your podcast, has it been hard to grow it during COVID, or did you notice an increase in viewers because everyone was at home?
Well, the podcast is on hiatus, so we haven't done it since COVID hit. We were supposed to do an episode right around COVID, when COVID was starting, and we weren't able to do that, and so it's been on hiatus, and we haven't come back yet. But it was, I think we were starting to get some momentum when we were shooting, when we were recording, and it kind of just, COVID kind of took it out. But I might have some things up my sleeve. I'm working on some stuff and possibly bringing back a podcast or, branching out and doing my own thing. We shall see.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, looking forward to it. What are you thinking? Still going along with football or moving on to something else?
As long as somebody is willing to pay me to make this podcast about football, I will talk about football. So that's what that'll be. But it's not just going to be football. It'll be football, basketball, life.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
I suppose if they listen, make it.
Yeah, there it
is. The watch, make it. That's all about being an
actor. It's like 100%. Yeah.
Now, I think we've gone over our 45-minute mark. But Reggie, this has been great. You've been a great guest. I feel like we've touched on all bases. Thomas, are your questions answered?
Pretty much, yeah. It's been an honor talking to you, sir. Hopefully you can come on again in the future. We'd love to have you back on.
Yo, man, I appreciate you, Thomas and Gerard. You guys are amazing. Thank you for reaching out, and thank you for having me and pushing my character forward and my information forward. I appreciate it, and I'll support you guys any way I can. Just don't ask for no money, but I got you. Thank you so much.
Before you go, and if people want to check you out and they want to follow you, where can they find you?
Well, definitely hit me up on Instagram at Coach with Reg, on Twitter at Reggie Watkins Jr. And I think those are only two, really. Yeah, Coach with Reg and Reggie Watkins Jr. Hit me up. Oh, I got a YouTube channel. Reggie Watkins, I think, is my YouTube channel. So find that, and I post a little stuff every now and then. I just started posting stuff again because some people found me from Call of Duty, and so now I got stuff I got to post there. So
subscribe, follow. You know where to find
I believe you have a Cameo.
Yes, I have Cameo. I forget about that. I got to plug that too. Cameo. Reggie Watkins on Cameo. I can say happy birthday. I can sing very badly to you or your friends or whatever.
There you go.
And, let's have a little fun. But, yeah, Cameo's going too.
So thanks, everyone, for either listening or watching. And take candy.
Good luck to you.
Have a good one.